Hare Krishna, another story time where a king ghosts his body, some surprisingly deep psychological insights. Buckle up for another episode on Ashtra Bhagavatam. We are discussing about ego bruises, spiritual upgrades. I hope to take this with a little sense of humor. Why Vasishtha Muni does these things in the ninth canto. Let's begin with what started this whole mess. Vasishtha Muni gets seriously offended. Why? Because King Nimi invites Vasishtha for a yajña. But Vasishtha Muni is busy with another ritual with Indra. So because apparently even sages have double bookings sometimes. And Nimi, instead of waiting, goes ahead with the sacrifice. Big mistake. Vasishtha returns, sees that the sacrifice has already started, and says, "Excuse me, you couldn't wait? That's it. You are losing your body." So he curses him, and Bhagavatam goes on to describe how sacred rituals require alignment, not just external, but also intention, respect. But what to do? Even great sages had egos, apparently. Sensitive, spiritual, well-bearded egos. I was thinking that throughout ninth canto, but also in this particular story, Vasishtha's reaction is like a classical case of wounded authority. He wasn't just angry, he felt unseen. You know that feeling when your contribution is overlooked in a group project? Similar vibe. Only here, instead of sulking, he throws a spiritual thunderbolt. Not even just a spiritual tantrum. Rishis don't go to therapy. They issue curses. Jokes apart, but that's what happened. Moral of the story, if you're dealing with a type A Rishi, send a calendar invite and maybe some sandalwood paste to calm things down. I don't know why I just said that, but I guess the application part of what I just said, which was funny, we have to sometimes cool certain people down who have a type of personality, very strong personality, sometimes also have strong egos. So you have to deal with them accordingly. My grandmother used to say, just say yes for everything the person says, but then go about doing what you need to do, spiritual activities. So like that, here Vasishtha Muni is not feeling respected. Then we have another principle here. Fearlessness is a side effect of bhakti. Most of the times, anger is due to some sort of fear, because if there's full surrender to Krishna's protection, then we're not trying to control the outcome. Think about that. Fear doesn't come from danger. It actually comes from believing that we are in control. So Krishna in Gita, last chapter, he says, Sarva dharmam parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja. Abandon all varieties of religion, all varieties of duties, and surrender unto me, and I shall deliver you from all sins. Do not fear. So fear is the shadow of control. So when we can trust in the divine's plan, even if it includes detours like curses, heartbreaks, cancelled Zoom meetings, we feel held, we feel stuck. Fearlessness is not like bravado, it's bhava. It's about emotionally trying to see the Lord's will. And then in this chapter, Maharaj Nimi, when he gets cursed, he loses his body, he becomes videha, means spiritual ghosting. So what does King Nimi do when he's cursed? He says, fine, I'm out. Bodily life, no thanks. So then something stunning happens. After becoming videha, the bodiless liberated soul, Nimi is asked by the demigods if he wants to return. And he says, nah, I'm good. This is the ultimate spiritual mic drop moment. Who needs a crown when you got freedom from ego, pain, and reincarnation? Well, in this case, it was a little bit different. Not that every ghost has that opportunity. But the takeaway is that there was this detachment at its finest. How many of us can say we want liberation? How many of us say that we want liberation, but then we won't give up scrolling, or we won't give up, some people may not give up coffee, or some people may not give up watching Karmic movies or movies that degrade us, or even how many of us will be willing to give up our phones, or even that one toxic WhatsApp group maybe, or one particular contact maybe. So in Bhagavad Gita, Apuriyamana Machala Pratishtam, so a person who's not disturbed by the incessant flow of desires, only that person can achieve peace. So like Maharaj Nimi, he didn't want re-entry, not even VIP king status. That's spiritual maturity. So the beauty of this story, it's not just the drama, it's the reminder that sometimes life may curse you, offend you, shake your ego, and that may be the beginning of our liberation. So when ego clashes with another ego, we may curse. When ego surrenders to God, we grow. So it's something that I'm trying to learn, that when situations happen, when somebody disappoints me, it's not malice, it's my karma and this person's limitation. So whether we are in the Vasishta's position who feels disrespected or Nimi's position who gets side blasted out of the body, Bhagavad Gita truth remains. Be steadfast in yoga. Perform your duty. Surrender to Krishna. So those are some thoughts about this. Chapter, this particular section. If you have more comments or observations, do comment below. Thank you for listening. Share this episode with someone whose ego needs a little gentle curse. I'm joking. Or a gentle laugh. So don't forget to follow for more tales where bhakti meets the battlefield of the mind. Stay surrendered, stay humorous, and when in doubt, wait for the sage. Hare Krishna.